In this video, I'm going to talk about why you might want to be a conscious creator. What is conscious creation? Conscious creation is where we are aware and tuned in and connected with our higher consciousness, true self, soul, whatever you want to call that. Why would we want to do that? Most of the time, we are running off of an automatic pilot. We're running through habits and typical behaviors we do every day. There's nothing wrong with that, but what happens is so many of us are feeling frustrated and disappointed because our lives aren't the way we want them to be. We want to feel happier. We want to have more energy. We want to feel satisfied and excited. And that's really hard to cultivate if we're just running off of our habits. And if we connect to our true self energy, this is where we consciously create. This is where we become aware of our actual intentions. We might think that we're pretty intentional about the choices we make throughout our day, but if you really stop and think about it, are you really? I know that I wasn't. And when I'm sitting with people and working with them, we are realizing together how much we are just not connected with our true self essence. Other parts of us, our mind, it's running our day. And we don't even stop and think about if it could be any different. We're not probably feeling super passionate and excited through most of our day. We're taking care of things that feel like obligations. They're on our to-do list. And it really doesn't lend to us feeling like we are truly alive beings. But it doesn't have to be that way. There is a way to shift this. And what it requires is making the time to get connected with yourself. You can do it sitting in quiet. You can have, as long as you have the intention, right? You go out in nature, take a walk, tune into yourself. And you can tell if you're connected with that higher essence of you, if you're not lost in your head with what you should be doing, feeling guilty because you're not, taking care of other things that you should be doing. We can have a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, a lot of judgment against ourselves, and then we don't feel good. And those are natural things we experience as humans. And it's not that we want to ignore those feelings and experiences, but we want to bring in awareness that that's what we're experiencing through that check-in. Without a conscious check-in, ideally throughout the day, but we just start where we're at. Start with just 5 minutes. Start with 2 minutes if that's what you feel like you can do. So many of us feel like we can't sit still, we don't have time, but just realize what is coming up for you right now as I'm talking about this. Are you like, are you kidding? I don't have time for that. I've got to take care of people. I've got this job. I've got this business. I get it. I lived that way for most of my life. And now that I am taking the time, I care enough about all parts of me so much that I no longer want my body or parts of me to suffer. Suffering is not required out of our human experience. Might surprise you, but we actually choose it. We don't choose it consciously, and that's the power of consciousness. You can either keep running off an automatic pilot program with the shoulds and the obligation, trying to fulfill expectations, pretty much coming from the outside world, but that we also place on us, trying to be a good enough, daughter, son, wife, mother, employee, business owner. That does not lend to us really living a vivacious, fulfilling, enjoyable life. So if this sounds appealing to you, I encourage you to try it out. Sit down, connect with your, higher self. And how do we do that? Put your hand over your heart, take a few breaths. It'll bring you right into this moment in time. If you have a really busy mind, it's okay. Just continue. Take a deep breath in. You can even add some visualization. Imagine you're breathing in through your heart area and out through your heart area. You can visualize a beautiful golden light filling up and surrounding your heart. As you tune into this, you can't in the same moments be having a hard focus on things like your to-do list and what else you should be doing. And you learn and you play with this. It gets so much easier. And then once you feel like you might take, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and you can add on to it as you feel committed to do that. You can do this. We will believe we can. I hear all the time, I can't sit down. I can't meditate. I can't quiet my mind. You don't have to quiet your mind. There's no requirements here. Meditation is actually just tuning in and noticing what's happening. You notice your thoughts. And then if you sit down with the intention, I want to connect with my heart, you'll go in and out of different areas of consciousness or levels of consciousness. And with practice, it gets easier. Then you can tune in to your true self, that intuitive guidance system that we all have. When you can tune in and access that wisdom, you will get answers to questions. You will get new inspired ideas. Your intuition will show you things you never would have imagined. And other parts of you will possibly even question. They'll go, well, that's silly. I can't do that. And it requires some trust. So you're building some trust with yourself, your true self, to guide you and lead you, rather than letting your parts, which the parts, most of them are based in fear. They don't want change. They just want to keep things the same old, same old. But if you're here listening to this, you have another part of you, a very wise part that knows you want more. You want to experience more in your life. You want to feel better. You want to be excited. You maybe want to create some things. And if you've been thinking about this and fear's holding you back, I totally get it. I have been there. I was so afraid to even get on and film videos and post them out to the world. And I just kept working on connecting with myself. I'm working through my fear. And it's not even actually something you have to work through. You just realize you can step into your power as the powerful creator you are. It's just the part of you that feels doubt, the part of you that feels unworthy, whatever. We don't have to get hung up by it. It doesn't have to take weeks, months, or years to work through our stuff in order to access our power as the creator of our experience. So again, if this calls to you, if you either have been trying this or you want to try this, just make some time to do it. If it's 5 minutes, whatever it is, if you've been doing it, expand on it, commit to making more conscious choices throughout your day. It will change your life. Reach out to me if you want some one-on-one help.